Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Hey, we're figuring things out. Don't know where we're going, but we're making good time. That's one of my friends used to always say. So just to get things started, this is Psych Readings by Audrey, where I do predictions of the future. If you like me to do prediction field, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder that we do lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark down your calendar, and we're figuring out our sound and all that. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go down to psychicreadingsbyandre.com, where you can email me and we can set up a time and have some fun from there. If you like to get a personal treasure of yourself to keep your cryptocurrencies protected, just go to the same site, and that link is in on that site itself. Okay, let's get started. Now, one of the big questions, besides everything crumbling to the ground, okay, is about the Elon and the Twitter thing. Let's just have a quick look at that with Elon Musk, Mr. Muskie. He's now holding back on purchasing Twitter right now because he wants to know all the bots that are on Twitter. Like we didn't know that already. But let's have a quick look at. I'm picking up he's just using that as a ploy, okay, to shake the tree, to rattle the cages, and to get a nice cheap price for Twitter, okay? Because that Twitter stock really dropped when he made that announcement. So let's see if he gets what he wants, because he's being greedy, right? When everybody's afraid, be greedy. Okay, and it's probably why he's one of the richest people in the world, because he knows that secret. Okay. So let's look at that situation for Elon Musk and Twitter going forward. It seems that the health of it, Twitter itself is just hemorrhaging money at the moment because of his announcement. And yes, he is using that as a ploy, okay? A business ploy to get a cheaper price and to shake the foundation of Twitter. And all the elites are very scared of him buying something, okay? Like they're coming from a position of weakness when they do that, all the elites. When they're worried about somebody purchasing something. So other things that the cards are saying is that, yes, that price is going to be going up after he does make the purchase and he makes that announcement that he's satisfied with the, this is in the future, of course, when Elon's satisfied with all the reports that have come back from Twitter headquarters that it's okay, then he's going to be buying that. And right now, it's more of a business ploy on his behalf, nothing more. He's shaking everything, getting that cheaper price, and showing the elites that the whole system is pretty much broken. Of course, when that happens, the price is going to go up and they're going to be balancing everything into the future. So everybody's afraid for the Twitter. Okay. What should we do? Be greedy. Exactly. So in the future, I think anybody who's gotten Twitter stock, if he keeps it as a public entity, I think those stocks are going to be going up quite a bit. The people that are involved with Twitter and him and his particular team are actually celebrating behind the scenes because they know that leveraging Elon's strength and power into getting what he wants with Twitter. And I think I had this prediction that a lot of the other platforms are going to be starting to do the same thing, because now they got competition with Twitter after Elon does. But I know somebody is asking, will he get? Yes, he will. This is just a business tactic that he's doing. It's smoke and mirrors, as my cards are saying, that he wants to get that price down. He wants to rattle the cages of the elites. And you're going to see a lot of the other platforms like YouTube and Instagram and Facebook stop doing the things that they're doing. Okay? Because now they got competition with a mainline social media starting to tell the truth. They're going to have to do the same, or they're going to lose a lot of business in the future by not doing so. Okay, and we got the alternative techs as well, like Rumble, Odyssey, and things like that. Getter, where you're free to say what you want, when you want, how you want, within reason. There's can't do anything illegal on there, but you can say your mind on those platforms. Yeah, JD, all platforms have to clean up their act. It's great. And this is going to be leading to that sort of thing across the board. So even I'm noticing differences on YouTube. Okay. Even my YouTube is getting a little bit better. I'm not as shadow banned as I used to be. So just a indicator what's happening behind the scenes of these great social media platforms going forward, because now they got to compete with Twitter going forward. Cleaning up their act, they're going to have to clean up their act. And this is what's being shown in the cards. Will Elon Musk buy any other social media? I think there's one more. I'm not sure of the which one. Okay. But I do see some partnership with maybe Rumble in the future with Twitter. Okay. After Elon Musk has acquired that Twitter for a good price. He's being greedy. So making sure that everybody understands everything that's going on right now. It's just a business ploy. And everybody's scared, so people are going to get greedy. Right? Okay, so got lots of people talking. This is awesome. Now we got to do the next one. Ledger Nano safe? Now, Ledger Nano, I don't know much about. I did go to a class on how to use it and all that with our crypto currency group that we have here in Manitoba. It's a bit more complicated than Trezor, okay, because there's some more hoops you got to go through and all that sort of thing with Ledger Nano. And it has had some problems in the past. Trezor hasn't really had any problems with people getting into that system, because it's very hard to get into Ledger Nano and Trezor. I think they found some little way of getting into the Ledger Nano wallets. Trezor, it's what they call air gaps. Okay, it's not hooked into the internet 100% of the time. The only time that it's hooked in is when you plug it in. And then anyone who knows anything about Trezor, they mix up the number pad. So if any bots are following where your cursor is going on the keyboard, it won't be able to duplicate that, because it gets mixed every time that you log into your Trezor wallet. Okay, so I'm not sure. I can't remember if Ledger Nano has that, but that's a great thing for Ledger Nano and Trezor. how to keep them safe. But let's throw some cards down for Ledger Nano, see if it is safe. So Caesar was going to come visit us, but that's my other cat. It's a big fluffy one, very cuddly, very curious all the time. Just wants to be around mommy and daddy all the time. But he's with mommy now. He's on her shoulders. He likes to lay there. Sure. Ta-da! There's Caesar. He's in the cosmos. Ooh. And you got a little shot of my wife there as well. She's working on the side here, making sure everything is going to the plan. Okay, so let's get back into the Ledger Nano question. It seems that the health seems very good overall. They're going to be losing ground to Trezor and many of the other. There's a couple other wallets that are out there that are cold storage. Okay, Trezor, Nano are cold storage wallets, meaning they don't get connected. They're not completely connected to the internet at all the time. Okay, only when you plug it in. It's like a USB stick, basically. I think it's going to be losing ground with all the other technologies that are coming out in the next little while. The people that are associated with it are, with all the problems that they're having, okay, I think they're going to be jumping ship and going to other things. There's some other wallets that are coming out as well. Newer technology than Trezor. I know Trezor just updated their interface and all that not that long ago to make it even better. Okay. There's some little nefarious things going on behind the scenes with Ledger Nano. And so they're going to be going through a really rough time for the next little while, keeping everything above board and being the transparency that they need to be. And the price of their company is going to be going down for the next little while because of all this things going on behind the scene. But I think with hard work, they're going to be overcoming a lot of the troubles that they're having right now. Okay. It is still safe. They're just having many problems with their platform than what they had previously. And they're going to be working through that with the new people within the team and that sort of thing. So is Ledger Nano safe? Yes, it is. Just making sure that you don't fall for scammers. There's ways of scamming. I had a Facebook scammer the other day, and they're so good, and they make it look that it's actually somebody you know. Okay, and you got to be careful with these things. And that's the same with Ledger Nano. There's a way that they can get in there. They can't get into the wallet itself unless you give them access. Okay, so they're going to have to change their interface to compensate. So for the next little while, I don't think they're going to be as safe as Trezor or any of the other cold storage wallets, but I think they're going to be overcoming that and becoming a top player again, just a little below Trezor. Okay, that's why I like Trezor. It hasn't really had that many problems in the past or in the future, and it's a pretty stable platform. Okay, let's look at the next thing. Is Ethereum a banker's coin? Somebody had asked. I don't think so. It's part of the bigger plan going forward, because there's a bit of a plan going into the future, into the new system, which was kind of set up by the Black Hats, okay, for the new financial system. If you look at the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab, looks like a James Bond villain, if you know who he is. It's right on their website on exactly their plan with cryptocurrencies going forward. Okay. And part of the plan is to use Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. Okay. And XRP. What's the other one? Yes. Chainlink. There it is. And Bitcoin Cash is in there as well. That was the new system that was supposed to cover just about everything in the new system. There was some proof of location applications, and some of the people that I talked to have brought those coins or platforms to me where they give you money to know your location, like walking apps, and there's other apps of things like that. And that is part of the Charles Schwab ilk, and trying to control everything about our aspect of our life. So every time you walk down the sidewalk, you'll be paying in little bits of Satoshi as you walk down the sidewalk, or driving your car, that you're going to be paying for the road that was the plan. They don't keep that hidden. Okay. That was part of the plan. But I think the tables are being turned on them, as a lot of people are now understanding their plan and aware of what they're trying to do, and trying to get away from those interesting people. And they're having a lot of trouble. Even world leaders that follow Klaus Schwab, like Trudeau and the guy from China, Ping, Shashi, I think his name is, are starting to crumble in their approach to how they're dealing with the situation going forward. I think this is where the great new reset for the people is going to start to happen, and get rid of these communists that are trying to take control of everything, basically. But let's throw some cards down just to make sure that Ethereum is not a banker's coin. There's Domino. Wow. Anyway, is Ethereum a banker's coin? It started off as a homebrew project by Vitalik, and there's some question if his dad and mom are actually Satoshi, who started Bitcoin, and that's a whole other thing. I know he's been approached by many of the world powers to implement many of the changes on their blockchain for the banking industry, because we got to slide everything from the old system into the new system. So there is a connection between them. I don't believe it's an actual banker's coin per se. It's just been suggested from the banking cartel. Certain things that are put into Ethereum. It didn't start off as a banker's coin, but I think it's working in combination with the banking system, because you don't want the actual banking system to collapse. Okay, you want that transition to happen. So I know that bankers have actually approached Vitalik and that sort of thing. So in essence, no, it's not a banker's coin, but it is working alongside banks, because you don't want the whole thing to actually crash, even though it is crashing now. Okay. I think the banks are going to be getting onto Ethereum, not Ethereum getting onto the banks. There's a difference. So the banking cartel is going to go into Ethereum. So in that way, yes. But is there anything nefarious with that move? No, it's just them, the bankers trying to survive what's happening out there, if you're paying attention. Okay, so not initially. Thank you for that question, though. Upland, a good project. Is it? Don't know too much about this one, but let's have a look. And we got Super Whittle Guy today. We missed him yesterday. Okay. So with the health of this one, there's a lot of confusion going on. There was a lot of hard work happening behind the scenes of it, trying to get this thing going the way that they need it to go. There's a lot of hidden things coming to the fray for everybody to see, of many of the things that are not well with the project. And they're going to be having to, this is for the next year, by the way. So they're going to have to work through those things to get everything going the right direction. So that's the health of it right now for the year. Money wise, there's a lot of fast action movement. I'll show you the card. Now it's this card. So it's a lot of hard work that they've done in the past that's going to be paying off dividends in the future. Okay, so you got to do all the work first. The law of action. Okay, they got a goal in mind. They're working. Okay, and that's what that card represents. And then eventually something clicks and everything starts to move forward. Okay, that's the law of action and the law of attraction. You need to have that action happening for everything to start going. The people that are involved in it are some good cards and lots of yeses. We got the Wheel of Fortune. Lost my mind there for a second. That, yes, it's going to be one of the better projects that are out there. It's just going through a really rough period at the moment with everything going on around the planet. But it's just a period of time where they're going to be working really, really hard, getting everything done. Okay. And then once all that happens, then it's going to spark into action. Okay. What else can I say about the coin or project? I'm not sure if it's a coin. So it's time to get greedy with this one. Okay. It's a good question. Thank you. Robinhood. Now, not the guy in Sherwood Forest. Actually, somebody's asking if Robinhood will survive. That's the trading platform you can have on your phone or your computer or whatever like that. They're going through some interesting times with their protocol and their company and all that. And the person was asking, will Robinhood survive all of this? Now, stocks may go up, stocks may go down. The people that are facilitating trades are usually the only ones making money in the process, because most people don't really know how to do trades all that well, the average person. So, and of course, they show that it's really easy to use, and people don't understand the basics of doing actual trades. So Robinhood always takes their cut on everything that happens. Any brokerage house always makes the money, no matter if the stock goes up, stock goes down. Doesn't matter. They always get their cut no matter what when you're doing a trade. And usually they're the only ones making the money. So let's have a look. Will Robinhood survive? Well, the health is very bad for them at the moment. This is for the year out. I don't really pay attention to Robinhood all that much. Instead of the odd little snippet of news that I see on YouTube, a lot of the money that was poured into it is not doing so well. Of course, when they withheld all that money, I think that's a couple years now, with the GameStop thing, that really hurt them. And there's some nefarious things going on behind the scenes, and they're not able to correct many of the things and the perception of the public out there about Robinhood in of itself. Why would you want to use Robinhood? I'm not sure, especially if you're doing crypto trades. There's much better ways and cheaper ways of trading cryptocurrency. I know it's convenient on your phone, but there's other ways of doing that in a better way and decentralized. Okay, there's decentralized apps out there that can do cryptocurrencies, and I don't think they do many cryptocurrencies on Robinhood. But there's other apps out there that are much better than Robinhood, actually, and they're even on your phone. I don't think they're going to be surviving much longer than a year or two from today. Okay, I think the problems are too many, and legal issues and all that sort of thing going on. I think they're going to be going bye-bye in a couple of years' time, if they even hold it that long. Okay, hopefully that answers that question. Oh, we're getting into the chat. Hi, Andre. How do you see the Philippines and India in 10 years from now? Well, let's do Philippines first. 10 years. I know they're just going through an election right now in the Philippines. I'm not sure if they picked the person or not. Duterte, I guess, stepped down. Who he declared war on Canada a while back. If you don't know anything about Duterte, he's an interesting fellow. Of course, half of Winnipeg is Filipino, so he'd be going to war against his own people here in Canada. Philippines, next 10 years. Will their new leadership be good? Wow. Well, the health of that situation in the Philippines, it doesn't look so great. There's going to be a lot of hard work to overcome some of the things that Duterte has done in the past, in cleaning up some of the things that he has done in his communist way. If you think Trudeau's bad, have a look at Duterte on some of the things that he's implemented. And that's going to have to get cleaned up. I think the people are really pissed off at many of the things that he had done. They won't say anything out loud, usually, Filipinos. But in private, they're not too happy with that situation that Duterte has done. Of course, we got good old friend, the death card. And this is the people associated with the Philippines. So that would be the leadership, the people themselves, that sort of thing. There's going to be probably a lot of changes going on because right next to that we have the Confucian card. Okay, so that makes sense. Change in leadership, confusion going on, death of a certain way of doing things, and having a great change for the betterment of the people. But a lot of that is going to be all for naught. Okay. Um, Financially, I think they're going to go more and more to the hole as they. I think they're going more towards the United States currency than the Chinese. There's this tug of war with the Philippines that I know between China and United States. They're pulling for favor in the Philippines. I think Duterte was going more to the Chinese government way of doing things and accommodating them. I think it's going to go back the other way to the United States. Unfortunately, with their peso is going to be attached to the American dollar, that means that their peso is going to be worth less and less. It's $7. One peso is worth like value is like less than I don't remember. We shouldn't get into that math at this moment in time. Let's just talk the politics going on. It means their peso is going to be much, much less than it normally is at the moment, as is most of the rest of the world's currencies going, except for a couple. And that's the other country that we're looking at is India. And then we'll get to that in a minute. The money system is going to go flat. Like I said, they're hung up on how to do business. So in the next 10 years, they're going to have this going back and forth between China and the United States on who to partner with overall. I think they're going to be partnering more with the United States, and I think it's going to be hurting them in the long run overall. Most of the people don't really care because they got to live their lives basically, and maybe move to Canada or something like that. But in the next 10 years, I think it's going to be in a huge flux. Okay, of them trying to figure out how to move forward and getting their money back up to where it's actually worth something. Okay, so that was the Philippines. And now the second part of that question is India, one of the largest economies in the world. This one is going to be interesting because it's part of the BRICS. That's BRICS. And this is something that I saw a long time ago, going forward on getting rid of the American dollar. Okay. So overall, they're going to be having to work hard as a people, okay, and government. The health of everything is kind of at the moment, as a lot of the confusion is ending, especially with the pandemic and all that sort of thing that was going through India, like the pandemic. Okay, there's some interesting stories from people I associate with here in Canada about their first home in India. We can't get into that here because it's YouTube. The money source is going to be an abrupt change coming up for India into a gold-backed standard currency. Russia has just done that. India is going to be doing that. Brazil is going to be doing that. South Africa is going to be doing that in short order. If you remember the BRICS nations, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They've been buying gold like crazy for the last 10 years. People, wow, whatever. You're going to see that they're going to be flipping their currencies from being attached to the American dollar to a gold-backed standard. Flip. And that's going to be happening in the next 2 years' time with India. India loves gold, by the way, so that's no problem. So that is going to be affecting their trade relations with the United States in the next 10 years or so, because they have a gold-backed currency and not attached to the American dollar. And they're going to be going more to the Russian side of things than the American in the next 10 years. They have a very close friendship with Russia. So they're either, in a way, helping Russia, okay, but not actually getting involved in any huge way with everything that Russia is doing. They'll support them in different ways, but won't lend any military help or anything like that. They try to stay in the middle as much as they can in India at the moment. And I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon in that next 10 years. They're just going to sit back, change their currency to gold-backed standard, and just be in the middle of the two superpowers and just do business with both. But I think it's going to be more to the Russian side of things than the American. Of course, India doesn't really like China that much, and that they're going to be stopping that super Silk Road that China is trying to build. And that's going to be a point of contention between India and China in the near future, coming very big, even more so than it is right now, because China was trying to put a Silk Road kind of through China or India, or part of India, and that's why India had that little war, not that long, I think that was a year ago, with the other part of India to get rid of that. What other things do we say here? They're in the process of changing everything to cryptocurrencies, but that's more in the background. And they're trying to control that as best as they can. But overall, I think in the next 10 years, they're going to be quietly sitting in the background, changing their currency to gold back and starting to work more and more with the Russians. Okay? Hopefully that answers that question. Will Coinbase go bankrupt this year? It looks like that they will, and I think I said in the past, I think that was yesterday actually, that they're going to be acquired by some other company and kind of bought out, reformulized, and changed into a more viable business system going forward. DJ goes, "Go India!" Anyways, yeah, I think they're going to be going bankrupt in the next year or two, but they're going to be purchased by somebody else. Okay, so the company will still be there, and they're just going to have new management. Basically, they'll have a sign on the door under new management. So what it is today will collapse in the next year or so, but it'll carry on with some other company coming in and taking over the reins. Okay. Hi, Andre. Can you get 3 cards reading, please? No problem. Hmm. 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 This is more of a financial thing that I'm seeing in your 3 cards. It seems that you're no longer hung up on some ideas on a way forward with your finances. You were headed to some crypto or some other money making thing that may not have been good or beneficial to you, and you've stopped yourself before charging into that situation. So you've made the correct decision going forward of not implementing that idea that you had. We have the magician, okay? That's right on top of all that, meaning the thing that you were looking at was kind of smoke and mirrors and not true to what it actually is. So, are you going to move on to something else? Because you still have that problem in the beginning of getting more income. And yes, you're going to be moving on to a different solution to get your goals in the near future. But you're going to be you found another direction forward, and it looks really good for what you're planning on doing. Okay, hopefully that helps you. Hi, Andre. 3 card reading. Tip incoming. Ooh, I better make it good, I guess. Just kidding. Another one, it's about financial situation. You're trying to balance where you're going to be putting your money. You're going to be following the right direction that you're going to be seeing of what it actually is. And you're going to be changing your perspective of all the things that are laid out in front of you. Okay. And you're going to be making the right direction or right decision and take the right direction with your financial situation. It is something that you had considered previously. Okay. And you're going to be seeing this coming very quickly towards you as you gain more information on that situation. Yeah, the other way would have been very disastrous, and you're going to pick the other direction because you see what it is, why it's going to be falling down. Okay, so you're going to be changing direction on how you're going to be where you're going to be putting your money in the next little while. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. Can I do Luna? Will Luna reach $1 this year? No. It's starting to get off the ground. It went and fell flat on its face, as we all know. That's why everybody was asking the question about Luna. I think Peter has another question. Thank you, Peter. It will go back up. It's going to take a long, long time for it to recover from what just happened to it. You have to remember Luna is supposed to be a stable coin, but it's not actually pegged to anything. It's pegged on air, basically. It's not. It's built around the premise that it will make money at all cost. It doesn't mean that it's actually attached to anything. It's not like other stable coins that are out there that are attached to the American dollar. Luna is not. Okay. And Tara is asking many questions. 2 cents this year. Let's lowball it. It's in my chat. It's not actually on the screen. She's asking 20 cents.
2 cents.
2 cents. Where will it go this year? Will it recover? Okay. I think it was $98 or something before the drop. That's Canadian, of course. Okay. Will it get to 3 cents or 2 cents? Okay. No. Well, not in this year. I think it's going to be going up in the next year after that. It's got a long road ahead of it, and everybody's attention is going to be on other things. Unfortunately, a lot of the people lost the money. Okay. And I think people are shy getting into that. So everybody's afraid. Everybody should be greedy to bring that price back up. Depends on how many people are buying. And I don't think anybody's going to be buying this one for quite some time in any big way. Okay, because if it's not really attached to anything, okay, it's really hard to sell the idea on trying to make money from air. Okay, it's not. So 3 cents, I could see in the next 3 years' time. Okay, it will come back. It's just a long road for it to get back to where it used to be. Okay, now we're facing other problems. Okay, hopefully that answers all the questions. Hi, Audrey. What can you share about Sandbox? So, Sandbox. We've done readings on this one in the past. It's one of the top coins going forward for its type. Okay, and there's Mana, which is similar, and a couple other ones. But I think Sandbox and Mana are the main two for its particular type of thing going forward. The health of it seems to be okay. It's not great at the moment because I think it's attached to Zuckerberg in some way. I'm not sure. But I think the health of it is not the greatest that it can be. The money, of course, it's at the end of a 10 cycle. So everything that was, if it was going up, it's going to be going down because now it's end of a cycle. And there's going to be a lot of mix-up within the people, the organization itself, going forward for the next year or so, as they try to reestablish themselves after everything that's been going on with Sandbox going forward. They're going to be overcoming all that sort of thing, so it could be a good time for purchasing Sandbox cryptocurrencies going forward. As everybody's panicking, running around with their hair on fire, may be a good instance to acquire some Sandbox. Sandbox will be around, okay? I believe that Sandbox will be around for quite some time. They're just going through a really rough patch right now, trying to figure out what. I do see a change of people and ownership coming up for them going forward. Okay, so Sandbox, I think it's going to be around for quite some time. Okay. Oh. Okay.
I clicked on it. Sorry.
What do the cards say about AMP? No, I got to shuffle. Okay. I'm in a goofy mood. Don't worry. So what do you think that I do some training psychic training for everybody in the future. I was thinking of doing a flame reading class live. What do you guys think of that? As I'm shuffling. Meow. I think that'd be cool. Now, flame reading is you take a piece of paper and you score it over a flame, like a candle flame, and you can read the scorch marks on the paper. It's really cool. And that's how I got my start, actually, in the church that me and the wife met. Actually, the head psychic would send me out into the audience with a piece of paper, and you pick somebody at random in the audience. It could be 20, 30 people in the audience, and they would put their energy into the piece of paper, and I would take the person aside, and I'd scorch the paper, and I would do the reading for them. And this is during when the mediums would be up front giving messages from the platform. So that's how I got my start, actually, until our minister grabbed me and he put me up front as one of the regulars giving messages. So just a little background on flame reading. Okay. We're looking at AMP. Seems that the health is okay. It's getting past the 10 cycle. A lot of hard work that they had been doing is going to be all for naught, not having those little victories that they were hoping for. Okay. They will survive. A lot of things that were hidden are going to be revealed, and they're going to have to overcome all this stuff going on with that information coming out. We got the Ace of Swords, so price-wise, I think they're going to do rather well. But after a certain period of time, as we're seeing over and over again with other cryptocurrencies. So it's just following suit with all the other cryptocurrencies that are out there of everything being shooken up. Okay? And it's going to do well after everything that's happening right now. And the people are fine that are associated with it, and they're ready to charge for it in the big chariot, moving those ideas. They got their ideas to move forward, taking the organization even further down the road. Okay, so nothing wrong with AMP right now. Nothing huge, anyways. Will Twitter drop below 39? I think it's 38 or 30. Last time I looked, it was about 38. Okay. Will it drop? Oh, yeah. It's going to drop. It's going to have some very good buying opportunities coming up. Just be ready. And it's going to be fast and furious. And just keep an eye on what Elon's saying. Okay. And because that's going to make the price go up or down, whatever he says. So if he says something negative about Twitter or Doge or Bitcoin or whatever he's going to tweet about, that makes the actual price of things go up or down of whatever he says. So at the moment, it's a good buying opportunity for Twitter stock. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Yes, it will. Audius, please. Okay. 5 minutes. Wow. Doesn't seem that long. Well, lots of people are actually interested in the flame rating class. It's a lot of fun. Me and the wife went to dinner with my mom and her boyfriend. We did some teacup reading. That's fun too. I love doing teacup readings. I stunned his or her new boyfriend. I looked in the cup. I go, "You're getting a great amount of money, and you're buying a kitchen appliance." And the wife goes, "Yeah, it's what was it?
Blender.
A blender." And he went, because we're just getting to know him. It's a new thing with my mom. So his eye goes, "I just bought a blender. How'd you know that? What's in your cup?" Everything's in your cup. Okay. Audius. Yeah, teacup reading is fun. Flame reading is fun. Tarot cards, they're fun too. Audius. So it seems that the health seems very good at this time. This is going to be a year out from now. The price is very good. We got the Ace of Pentacles with the price. There's some black cat activity going on, and that's going to be changing things coming up. So there might be some good buying opportunities coming up for Audius. And of course, the people. You got a 10 card, the 10 of Swords. And he looks comfortable, doesn't he? Yeah. So a lot of what's going to happen is that there's going to be a change management, I guess you could call it, and a lot of people are going to be left out in the cold with the people working on that project itself. I think they're going to be pulling their way out of that no problem after the change, and they're going to be coming back into the fray. So there's going to be a good buying opportunity again with Audius. Okay, so nothing wrong with Audius at this time. What time do we got?
3-card reading.
3-card reading. Should I stop posting about my Bitcoin and stocks to friends and family? Are they annoyed? Well, as a rule, you should never tell people exactly how much Bitcoin you have or stocks. You can give them the idea of cryptocurrencies and stocks going forward. Okay. I know where you're headed, or how you feel about telling people about this sort of thing. I think just keep on keeping on. Okay. Let the people come to you for the information. You've already put it out there. Do things in the background, help the people that do want the information that you have. Don't force it on anybody. When the shit hits the fan, who will they turn to? I had that same problem. I tell people all the time about cryptocurrencies and stocks and all the things that are going on in the world, and they go, yeah, whatever. Then when it actually happens and the shit hits the fan, who do they come to? Yeah, when they should have listened in the first place, right? They come to me and the wife go, you're right. So I know where you're coming from. Just be there to help them when they need it. Okay, don't force the information on them. Just have them come to you. Okay, good information for everybody. The only one you can control is yourself. You can't control anybody else. Oh, Brad Hall. Hi, Andre. My girlfriend's brother just got diagnosed with. He got the cookies and now is very ill. He was 100% healthy before the cookies. Did the cookies make him ill? Yeah. I'm picking up, yeah. It's one of those more obvious, unfortunate side effects of everything that's going on right now. Let's just throw some cards, see if there's any relief for him going forward. It can be mitigated a tiny bit. Yeah, I don't think it can get rid of 100% of the effects of the cookies, but it can be mitigated. And I think you already know of the not cures, but remedies to help along his life. How do you call it? Living a good life as it is. Value of life, I guess. You know about the mushrooms and that sort of thing should help them. Swedish bitters helps a lot as well. Maybe look into those things and suggest that to them. If he does recover, I think that could be a way forward if he recovers. Oh boy. I think it's going to be touch and go for the next little while. I don't see him making a full recovery at all. Okay, so if he survives, I think you know where to take him to the next, alleviate the condition going forward. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, sorry to hear that, Brad. Okay. Wow. I guess it's the hour. And always grateful for everybody that comes out. Okay, makes the show a great thing. We'll be back here on Tuesday at 5:00 p.m. Central, and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central as well, and our usual Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. Central as well. So make sure you mark down your calendar. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go down to psychicreadingsbyandre.com and book a time. And if you like to protect your cryptocurrencies going forward, make sure you go to the same site and look at the link for the treasure. Okay, so with that, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future.